Hi, my name's Anthony Simmons. The project here is for my first web development course. The idea was to use artificial intelligence prompt engineering to redo my very first project in the course, my very first web development course, which was this spring wildflowers of Stevens Creek Heritage Preserve. This is the topic that I'm most interested in, this ecological communication, and I love it. And this was my first project. Looking back on it, there are a lot of issues, but I was really happy and proud of it at the time. But it's neat to see how I could go back in only with artificial intelligence, without tinkering with the code on my own, and make it a bit better. So artificial intelligence very quickly, I used Claude, by the way, created a mobile first responsive website, and it was very attractive. It was a little faster. I trimmed the sizes of the images at, it was Claude saying that I should. So it happened very quickly that I got a product that did the same thing as my first product, and I decided to put some more effort into it because the idea was to put 20 to 30% more into this project. And I will say it got a lot more complicated and a lot more frustrating when I tried to do things like just relatively simple things like add links to these cards. When in the visit, these link to Google Maps as well. So as a really cool feature, I thought it deserved it because it did have these hover features. But as it got a little more complicated, it was like Claude couldn't keep track of the code he had. My skills aren't good enough to see the errors he was making, and it would insist on errors and on code that wasn't there. So overall, it was great. It was a learning curve, and I might use AI for small things in the future, but not for very complicated projects.